Okay, is that better? Morning,
Yeah.
everybody. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. It's the 15th of June. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Steve O'Hare and Ian Coleman. How are we, gents?
Morning all. Yeah, all good.
Morning. Very good.
Fully
Excellent.
refreshed.
Yeah, good weekend.
Yeah, nice.
Quiet.
So I played golf the weekend.
Did you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Where'd you
played
play?
golf with. I didn't play too bad. Cameron played his first ever round,
Wow.
I played with Foxy and Timo, and
Okay. What course you play at?
South Essex.
Oh, yeah,
Really
nice.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is nice there, yeah.
yes, really nice. I
whereabouts
mean,
is
lovely
that?
day. That's
Obviously in
just out,
Essex.
Brentwood, isn't it?
yeah,
Brentwood.
between near the A127 from Brentwood. You just drive out towards the A127. It's there. To the
And now
left.
those two nutters.
Yeah, right.
You're right,
Nutty. Yeah.
Good.
But it was Cameron's first ever round, and he got drawn with Timo, who's obviously a decent golfer, and
Yeah.
Foxy's useless. So I was drawn with him, so we got beat. So Cameron's first ever scalp was me.
Nice. Foxy used to be a good golfer.
No, he didn't.
No?
No, absolute
He was always
made
a
up.
hacker, was he?
Made up. Yeah,
Right.
he can hit the ball a long way, but never go straight.
All right.
Timo's always been a very good golfer.
I've got a couple of
Good.
rounds at the Belfry in a couple of weeks.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
That's
it's
for
my
your
dad's
dad, isn't it?
birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be staying. I don't know if that's going to go ahead.
Yeah.
Lovely.
You still
All
go
the
up if
shops
you
open
got to
today.
Yeah, so the shops are open. Yeah, we'll still go up. I mean, we'll sort something out with them. I don't know what it'll be, but yeah, it'll be nice. But although them two have been playing quite a lot, my brother and dad have been playing quite a lot, so I'm a bit worried.
Get down the
I'm
driving
gonna
range,
get my
mate.
ass kicked. Yeah, I might have to.
My
Or just
son
up.
Charlie's just started playing as well.
Has
So
he?
I think all the I kept on persuading him trying to persuade him for years, and then as soon as his mates pick up the bats,
Yeah.
they're all off the driving range, and yeah,
Lovely.
so he's nicked me clubs.
Yeah, it's definitely given me a little bit of a taste for it, I must admit. So
Anyway,
we'll see.
Off to the golf review. Let's do a market review, shall we? Pretty
Far more interesting.
rough open again. Obviously, we had a bit of a bounce back in stocks and risk assets on Friday. Wasn't a particularly great close, but over the weekend we've seen further selling, and we've got most equity markets off about 2.5–3% today.
Yeah,
From what I can see.
there's new coronavirus, 100 new coronavirus cases in Beijing.
And they said it's a different strain, isn't it?
Seems to be the catalyst for it.
A different strain.
Yeah, there was a report I saw this morning. It was a different type of COVID.
Okay.
So that's a sort of bit of a concern.
Volume 2, Series 2 is this?
Yeah. So I think we'll have to. That's something that's not going to just disappear overnight. So I think we're going to remain under pressure.
US said they had 25,000 new cases on Saturday as well.
Bloody hell.
But Trump's promise
In one day?
That's what they're saying, yeah, on Saturday.
Jesus Christ.
Trump's saying he will not lock the country down again. There's been a higher chance of a second wave if the virus is transmitted freely.
He wants everybody at
his advisor Kudlow saying that. Well, he just said the US is not having a second wave. He's just going to say no, it's not happening.
Yeah. Well, he's got an election coming up, doesn't he? And he needs a few people at his rallies.
Yeah.
And he's got riots on the streets. Mind you, so have we, haven't we? But
yeah, that was a bit messy over the weekend as well, wasn't it? By looks of things.
Yeah, not very nice at all to see.
No. Okay, so over to markets. Anybody seen anything interesting on the charts this morning that they wish to share?
I wouldn't mind just showing this S&P. I mean, I know that we've seen a decent move lower. What's going on here? I think it's quite an interesting level here. Just zoom in a bit, or even out, and get a different chart. It's a 4-hour S&P. The only reason I'm flagging it up is because they've got bespoke support here, 2937. And we've got a 61.8% pullback level here at 2944, and we've seen a really decent bounce off these lows this morning. So I'm wondering whether or not it's been a little bit overcooked and we might get a correction today. And then if you're looking at sort of risk currencies, New Zealand dollar, that was our trigger level this morning, and we've just sort of missed that. And if you go to a shorter time frame, I'll go to the hourly, I think it was, got a morning doji star down here. So I'm just wondering whether or not we're going to get a little bit of a bounce to sell into this morning. That's my thoughts anyway.
Most of my analysis this morning is trying to sell into or buy dips into against the rally or the moves that we've seen
Yeah.
overnight. So kind of with you on that, but I don't know if I think the better trade maybe is to, as you say,
Yeah.
sell a bit higher.
Yeah.
Looking at these charts on a daily basis, just particularly on the indices, obviously we've seen the break of these trends here, and the move today appears to have engulfed pretty much all of the gains or the bounce back that we saw on Friday. So
Yeah.
doesn't look particularly great. FTSE's the same, engulfed pretty much all of the gains that we saw last week, and the S&P too. In fact,
Yeah.
the S&P actually looks worse than the European markets.
Yeah. And so what's the S&P trading at the moment?
At the moment, we've got 29.55.
So I think the limit down is 28.60 or something. So it's not far away.
So the 5% limit down, is that?
Yeah, overnight limit down. Yeah.
Down
Yeah,
2.6% at the moment.
Yeah, so 28.84 roughly.
Yeah. I mean, I was just looking at maybe the futures price at some point. So yeah, it's not far away.
No.
Yeah, a bit of a concern. I mean, I'm the same. Really, I sort of the decent levels are a little bit higher for me, and it's in the equities maybe, and euro dollar and cable. But copper, I was looking at this. I think gone to the head on Friday, and I was looking at this head and shoulders pattern. It's played out. I think I got stopped on it on the gun to the head, but it's played out quite nicely. Yeah, I was. Yeah, played out quite nicely, and obviously a break of the neckline we've seen. So maybe at the moment I'm looking to sell a little pullback, but if we get a decent break, maybe look to sell a bit more aggressively at the neckline. Yeah, I sort of think it's euro sterling as well. This was at quite a decent level this morning. 90.15 is a fib retracement level. Yeah. But also this 90.55 level, I think selling in front of there is okay. But I think I looked at a daily chart that we must have done a little while ago. And that trade idea worked pretty well. It sort of didn't actually stop out. It was 0.00002 away from being stopped out. And then it's rallied quite nicely to this level. So that's sort of range play in euro sterling. Again, it sort of depends on which one of the dollar counterparts is weaker. So
I was wondering if we're going to make a head and shoulders on euro dollar on a shorter time frame. If you go down
to the hourly. Yeah.
Looks like a top to me on the hourly chart.
Yeah. I mean, sort of like, again, a little bit of a bearish flag here. I'm in an arm between selling a break on this today, around about 112. Thinking you get down there 112. The upward trending support and 50% retracement is coming in around 111. So selling at 112, you've got a 100-point target. You could have quite a nice stop around about the 112.50 area. Interesting. Obviously, yeah, we can see the VIX indexes continue to spike higher. We're expecting it to go a little bit higher than this. So expecting quite a fun day in the markets. We'll see if they get the follow through this afternoon in the US with the equity markets. But obviously, we've got to look out for the supportive Fed that will come in at some point when all those sort of retail traders finally succumb and start getting short. And then we see the sort of pullback.
Yep.
So you've got to be careful with all that.
Indeed. I'm just taking a quick look at some of the commodities. This is oil. Hourly chart broken out of a channel which highlighted last week, potentially formed a bit of a top pattern there as well, or head and shoulders top on the hourly chart. Broken down with gap lower today, so the trade I'm looking at for that today is to actually sell on a gap fill if we get it around about 36.50. So I still think the bias is definitely bearish there in the short term. And in regards to gold, oh god, we just missed that. The buy level there at 17.15.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's so obvious. 17.16 was the level.
17.15 and a half actually.
Take the spread.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously if we're bearish on equities as I am at the minute, I think gold's got to be looked at on the buy side. So was looking for levels to come
Yeah,
up.
I mean, last time we had the big sell-off, obviously we had a lot of liquidation on gold longs to actually fund the equity positions.
Maybe
I
people
think,
won't be so positioned
yeah,
that way this
exactly. I
time.
was going to say that you might not get the same thing happening this time because people will be a bit more switched on to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's more potential for gold to be supported this time round, I think, after what happened last time.
Also, if we look at something we don't usually do analysis on, but the Treasury Bonds in the US, this
Yeah.
is the 20-year Treasury Bond, the TLT ETF. Big move, obviously, up in the last few days. Bit of a sort of correction that's gone on overnight, but looks as though that could attract some more attention in the short term as well. As people shift out of riskier assets into safer ones, so worthwhile keeping an eye on that as well. Anybody else got something to look at on charts before we move on to gun to head?
No, let's move on to gun to head.
Okay. So Ian stole the show on Friday with a 3.31
nice
win
one
on US dollar
Needed
Swiss
it.
franc. That hit target at 95.45. So well done on that. Steve, as you touched on your copper trade, I think you were at the right side of it, but possibly a bit aggressive with the stop. So that was stopped out for a 1 hour loss, and I had a small win of 0.37R on Aussie yen. So overall, that puts the P&L just below all-time highs for us. I think 2109 was the highest we hit on the account balance. And as we say on this is started off as £1,000 account back in October, and we risk 1% per trade. So the trade sizes vary with the success and failure of the simulated account. So we get the compounding effects in there as well, and overall we're sitting quite nicely, 110.7% up since we started in October. So not bad at all.
Well done, lads.
So who's going to keep the ball rolling today? Who's got an ace
Ian
up their sleeve? Yeah, got in, Ian.
That was just that euro dollar head and shoulders that I thought potentially if we get a move to the upside. Cable also got some support here, 124.44, which is 50% pullback level. But anyway, I'm not doing those two. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. New Zealand dollar. There's bespoke support, or our bespoke support, located at 63.76, which we put a trigger level on this morning, but it looks like it's run away from us inside that, so I'm going to have to take it from current levels. It's not going to be great R, but there you go. I'll have to put it on the stop. No, that's crap. I'll put it down there. So getting long 64. I'll have 18. Targeting 64.95 with a stop at 63.90. 2.85R. It's for a counter trend trade. I do think we're going to get a bounce, thinking about the S&P, etc. That's me.
Lovely. Steve, you got anything?
Probably be in it to win it.
Not really. I haven't. I mean, the dollar index I'm going to look at. We got a bullish engulfing here, another positive candle on Friday, and overnight we've seen a dip being bought, so a little bit of safe haven due to the coronavirus sort of second wave potential that we're hearing from Beijing. So I breaking it down to the hourly chart. You can see a bit of a head and shoulders formation taking place, which you broke up, and we've swung lower. So I think if we get a break above this 97.45 level, we'll probably move higher. So there's a nice risk reward opportunity here, having a stop below what we trade in 97.26. That's in there. We can have the stop at 97. Well, I'll do 96.96. Just below the 97 level because I like round numbers. And the target on that, I'm going to go for, how does about 4 to 1 sound? 4 to 1 sounds okay. So there's my target, 98.46. whether that makes any whether there's any sort of like reference to any fib retracement levels on that. No, between the 50 and the 61.8% retracement level of the now move, or you could have a look at this more recent move coming just above the 61.8. So that's me. Dollar index. That's what I think could benefit today.
Okay. Thank you. I am going to take a look at gold just because it came so close to hitting our trigger. Daily chart first of all, bit choppy really, stuck between this range, but I think the overall bias remains bullish. This is the hourly breakdown, so potentially some sort of bottom, rounded bottom taking shape here, maybe. Thinking something maybe along the lines of this. So looking for a pullback down here to buy into if that is going to play out, but speculative at this stage as it's not confirmed. The intraday buy that we were looking at today for our premium customers was at 17.15. We just missed that, so I'm going to jump in now because it was a decent reaction from that level, which means I can tighten up the stop with putting that below the low that we've just seen. So I'm going to put that at 17.14, buying at 17.20 spot 8. And they're going to keep the target the same, which is 17.50. So 4.82R if that plays out from here.
Just swing out on that formation, Joe. I mean, classically, it's not a classic head and shoulders formation,
Absolutely
obviously,
not, no.
but you know, you still get these patterns and formations happening in sort of like temporary corrections. So because you just got to think that the market psychology, if it corresponds to what happens at the bottom of the trend or the top of the trend, you still get the short-term participants getting involved at a similar level. So just like letting people know that's not a classic one.
Absolutely
but
not.
It does happen.
If I was going to buy on a speculative basis, thinking this was going to play out, I'd definitely be looking for a deeper pullback on the right.
Yeah.
Between 61.8 and 78.6.
Or even sort of the break of that neckline is you know, as good as, because obviously it's taken out the previous the highs. So
it's completely preemptive and highly speculative, but you know, based on what I looking at right now, I feel it's worth a shot. And at 5 to 1, if it works out, you only
5
need,
to 1.
You know, you don't need them all to win. 20% win rate at that level. So
yeah, just to be flat. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, news-wise today, is there much on the docket to look out for? We've got US Empire State Manufacturing at 1:30, so fairly quiet, really. I don't see anything else beyond that.
Yeah. I just wanted to sort of pick up a couple of points I saw in the trading community, the free trading community that we have. And someone popped in this morning just asking about, I'm sort of struggling a bit with a trade I put on. Can anyone help me? I don't want to blow my account up. And obviously one of our regular viewers, Bogdan, sort of like replied really well on it, just basically saying, look, you're basically 30% down on your first on your trade. You should only be risking 2% per trade, and very, very good advice there, and we completely go with that and back that.
That's the reason we only risk 1% on our ball stuff every day.
The idea is to sort of try and stay in it for the long run and learn more as you develop as a trader.
In defence of the person that wrote that, you know, we've all been there where we've let a trade run out of control on an account. So
that's the thing.
That's all part of the learning curve, isn't
We've all done it more than once. Even with the sort of the years of experience that we've had, it's easy to sort of like to do that, but try and sort of stick to some solid risk reward mentality, and you know, you sort of like you've got more chance in the long run. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Steve. Nice bit of education and coaching there.
Yeah, thanks, Bogdan.
Yeah. Should we employ him on that?
Yeah, definitely sort of like doing things saying things that I wish I'd have done more often. It's sort of tempting, isn't it, with these sort of like stock markets coming off? It's very tempting to just like sell it now and go with it, but you sort of like,
you know, people, it's the fear of missing out, isn't it? People see the big moves and they think, oh, there must be something we can make money on, and you just make that one wrong move and it can be a fatal one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just wipe you out in one go. You're only ever one trade away from blowing your account, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Right. So that pretty much wraps it all up. I think we've got 3 trades live. So what have we got? We've got dollar index, we've got New Zealand US dollar, and we've got a gold idea. Plus, obviously, 36 that we do every day. So good luck, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Cheers.
Yeah. Enjoy. Cheers.